So I have a kitten behind the camera and I just know she's gonna like walk right across here at some point in time. Hey guys, so okay, you know how the internet has like a bajillion and one hacks for like how to do makeup faster or make it long lasting or little tips and tricks? Well, I went through all of them for you, yeah, all of them, and narrowed it down to 4 that are worth your time. So if you want to get ready with me for my day here real quick, stick around and I'm gonna show you what some of those things are. Yeah, couldn't have done that if I tried. Let's do this. Okay, so the first one is the most high maintenance one. Now stick with me through this because I promise you all the others are gonna be a lot quicker. But this is just a matter of what order you're doing like your normal face products. So we're talking like moisturizer and primer and foundation and setting powder. So if you're going to do a full face, this is an interesting way to do it. And I'm sure maybe some of you have already seen this. I'm telling you it's worthwhile. I already started with my Bobbi Brown face base. This is just a vitamin enriched face base is the full name of it. It's a moisturizer, but it's also a primer, and it is so nice going on the skin. Really, really enjoy it. And actually, I've been primarily just using it as a moisturizer. It feels really nice. It's got a really light citrusy scent. So the first thing you do is your moisturizer. The second thing that you do is just a light dusting of powder. And I'm using this is just my little sample size, what I have out right now. My Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and go over. That's how much I'm using. I might have to add a little bit more, but just a little bit. And I'm just going over where I would normally hit my face with some powder. And it's almost like you're setting the moisturizer. You're not, but it's kind of like that. Okay, so that's going to make an appearance again here in a little bit. Then the next thing that you're going to do is take a little bit of your setting spray. I happen to have the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Photo Focus setting spray in front of me, so I'm just gonna go over with a little bit of that. Not to make things even there's a machine in the room that just, hold on. Okay, got that weird noise figured out. So the next step is primer. I'm using the MILANI SPF BFF primer. This is so nice. This goes on really well as just a simple moisturizer too. And I'm only taking a little bit because to put a whole lot on over this process just feels kind of strange. I'm not sure what the magic is in this process. I need a little bit more. That makes this work so nicely. But it really does. All right, so you've got your primer on, and then finally move into your foundation. So I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the Fresh Wear in the shade 450, and I actually have 2 of them. And the reason I brought both of them out was to show you that expiration dates. This one is older as far as purchase time. This one I recently ordered to refill this one, well, to refresh, really? To replace this one. And this one has a sooner expiration date than this one does. Does that make sense? Did I just completely confuse everyone? Anyway, I just wanted to show you the expiration date on this product is back here. It's nice and clear. It's actually a date that you can read and understand, and not every product does that. So I'm just saying, before you pick a product up in the store, maybe you want to check the expiration date, because sometimes even though it's brand new in the store doesn't mean it's not the oldest one. So god dang, that is really confusing. Anyway, this one is not expired, just showing you this business about the expiration date. So I'm just taking a little bit of this, gonna dab it around. Here she is. Oh boy. Honey, you're... Oh, Butters. I'll get my foundation on here real quick for you. Yeah, I know. Okay, So that is the finished look for the foundation step. It's got a lot of steps, I get that, but I'm telling you it's worth it for lasting power. And now I'm going to hit with just a little bit of the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil again, just to set, because I'm going to be using a powder blush. Okay, which leads us to the next tip, tip number 2. This one has to do with adding a little bit of blush to the under eye setting process. I know that seems strange, but just stay with me here. This is something that I just need you to trust. Okay, so I'm going to take a foundation, like a powder foundation brush, and I'm just going in with a little bit of that same Bare Minerals, and then I'm taking just a little tiny dab of the pink blush underneath there. You can see it on there? And I'm just setting the under eye with that, and it just brightens things up ever so slightly and takes away that bright white powder. It just brightens things up a little bit. And then I just take a little bit of just the setting powder and dab over that. It might seem like a lot. Some powders, this may get heavy really quick, but this Bare Minerals one layers nicely on itself. Do you see how the under eyes look just a little bit brighter? No? Okay. So now I am going to put blush on, eyebrows on, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, looking a little more human. I've got my bronzer on. I just used the NARS Laguna, which is a beautiful shade. I used the MILANI Strobe Light highlighter in Summer Glow. And then I don't think I mentioned this before, and I was talking about using a little bit of blush to help set your under eyes. This is the BUXOM Wanderlust blush. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous kind of pinky brown. It looks so nice on the skin. It, like the color in the pan doesn't do it justice, but I just love it. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. So that's what I use so far with that. And then the next little tip, this is kind of a fun one because it has to do with eyeshadow. And this cut my eyeshadow application time in half. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of primer. This is the Marc Jacobs Undercover Primer. Let me get some of this on here. Tiny little bit is all that you need. Tiny, tiny. Here's another little tip for you. If you feel like your primer, your eyeshadow primer is gone on too heavy, take a clean finger and just dab over what you just did. It helps spread out what you've got on there even more and remove some of the excess. Okay, so now I'm going in with two different palettes. Dose of Colors. This is their Pretty Cool one, which is beautiful. Absolutely love. You can see my notes in the mirror there. And then this is the Baked Browns. Also beautiful. And you just go in, you can do this with any palette, any different colors. You can take a mix of colors, whatever you need to do. It is workable. So I am take your lightest shade. I'm not even going to worry about talking about shadow shades here because this is, like I said, you can use this with anything, not something that's just these palettes specific. Take your lightest color and go in on the inner corner of your eyelid with it, right? Just dab the color on, concentrating on the inner third of your lid. I have to go in with a lot of this lighter shade in the Baked Browns palette. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of pigment to it, so I have to do a couple layers of this. You may not need to do this if yours is showing up nicely. Okay, then you go in with your middle shade, and when I say middle, I mean like middle tone color. You're having a light, a medium, and a dark shade. So now I'm going in within the Pretty Cool palette, with one of the lighter browns. And just tapping that on the center third of the lid. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're going to be blending all of these out. Okay, then you're gonna go in with the darkest shade of your 3 different colors that you're using and do the same thing on the outer corner. So I'm using the darkest shade in the Pretty Cool palette. Okay, so we're gonna clean up what's happened there here in a minute. But first, because in case we have any more fallout as a result of the blending, we're just gonna go ahead and blend. So then you're gonna take a little smudge brush. Smudge brush kind of looks like that. It's like a half moon, short. And then you're just gonna start blending from the inside, working your way out. Just start blending. And then when you get to that dark color on the outside, the outer third, kind of bring it up into your crease and smoke it out a little bit. We'll use a larger brush to help with that process, but right now I'm just kind of spreading that color around. I just find that this is such an easier way to get that multicolor effect on your eyelid. This is a clean brush, a little bit bigger one, and I'm just going over, kind of spreading that dark color around through the crease, up a little bit, so that it's a little more evenly distributed in the crease area. And you don't even have to go this far. You don't have to do this. You can just do your blending with the smudge brush and be done. I'm gonna take a little bit of that middle shade that I used and go over the top just to kind of help blend it out. See the difference there between doing that on this side and not doing that over here? The darker colors of this Dose of Colors palette are really pigmented and almost too much a little bit. So actually I think I'm gonna take a clean brush and I'm gonna go over what I just did and kind of dissipate that a little bit. Oh yeah, I gotta clean up my mess too. A little bit of fallout, that's all right. Now you can go in with your original smudging brush, and if you need to kind of touch up the white or your lighter shade that you did on the inner corner, because it sort of gets muddled in the blending process, now's the time to do that. I'm also going to take that smudger with that middle shade and kind of bring it down around the lower lash line. And I'm going to take that big clean fluffy brush and go along that. To blend that out a little bit. Going in with a little bit of the lightest shade, hitting the brow bone with that. Bring it down. Done. Simple 3-shade look that is like much less stressful for some reason than doing all the different shades with a brush. So that is tip number 3. I think that was 3. Yeah. So let me get some eyeliner on and some mascara and we're gonna wrap this up. So I just went in with my go-to Physicians Formula Eye Booster and I'm just gonna clean up that Just a little bit here. You can also, I didn't do this time, but you can also go over the center of your shadow with a little bit of whatever kind of shimmer shade, if you want to add a little something to it. As a matter of fact, let's do that. I usually don't do this after I've already done some liner, but let's do that. I'm taking the ColourPop, that's Taupe palette, and I'm going in with this shade, just a tiny little bit, because this stuff goes everywhere. And I'm just doing a little bit on the center of the eyelid. Just a little bit of an extra pop there. Same on this side. Love. And now I need to hit it with a little bit more eyeliner again because I don't want sparkly eyeliner. Okay, so I just hit it real quick with the number 7 full 360 mascara. Nice, volumizing, a little messy going on. It's pretty wet, but it does a nice job as far as like building volume and I guess some length too. It does a nice job. The full 360, it's supposed to do everything. It's not bad, I like it. And then finally, the last tip. Okay, so let me just kind of wipe off my Aquaphor because this tip has to do with your lips. Okay, so we're starting with our final tip, which is a three-step process to make your lips look fuller. First thing you do is you grab a liner, a lip liner that is just a little bit darker than your natural lips. So this is the ColourPop Lippie pencil in Beeper. I hate the word lippy. Maybe it's cute, I don't know, but I can't get into it. So you're just gonna take it and line your lips, and at the bow of your lip, instead of doing that pronounced V, just kind of come straight across a little bit. You're just faking a little bit there on the size. Okay, so just a nice defined line. And when you come across at the top at the bow of your lip, just because you're kind of going across doesn't mean you don't come up where your lip comes up, your little, the top of the arch, right? Come up on both sides. I like to bring just a little more liner in on the bottom lip, but not all the way up. Like, don't put it on your whole lip, just a little bit more on the center bottom. Now I'm just going in with the Kat Von D LOVECRAFT. I'm using this because you want to use a lipstick that is a little bit lighter than your natural shade. So this is a little bit lighter and a bit pink, more pinker than mine. Looking kind of crazy, I know, I get it, stay with me. I'm just bringing a Q-tip in to kind of clean up crazy edges. Not wiping away that lip liner though. Then you take in any gloss. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Topaz. And just come a little bit in the center of your lips with the gloss. And that's it. That's all it takes. Okay, so that's it, guys. I think I am ready. I am probably incredibly overdone for my day today, but I'm ready to head out. So those are my hacks. We are going to have long-lasting foundation. We are going to have bright under eyes, full lips, and quick, long-lasting eyeshadow. Oh yeah, I'm going to hit it with just a little bit more setting spray. Ready for the day. Share your best hacks below. This is a hack. Rapidly waving your hand. I'm kidding. I'm just hot. Hot flashes. Have a good day.